Hey y'all, welcome to a new video. Today I want to do a review of this gadget. This is called the Flawless Eyeliner Tool. I have seen these all over the internet. Some of them look like junk. Like I've seen some from Temu, I've seen some from Amazon. This one I ordered from an Instagram ad and I want to say it was about $30. It is a silicone tip with this large chunky handle that can help those of us who have problems with fine motor skills, tactile issues. It also helps with the visually impaired. It's just a massively accessible eyeliner tool. Now, it has its pros and its cons. There are some things it does beautifully, and then there are some areas that it needs a little bit of a hand. So we're gonna get into that in a moment. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. I am an artist. I'm neurodivergent. I'm disabled, and I love makeup. I love beauty, but I try to focus my content through the lens of accessibility, through conscientious consumerism, but also like letting my magpie brain run crazy. And that is what's really important sometimes, is just releasing the madness, releasing the Kraken. So this came with a rather beautiful, creamy black eyeliner. I don't wear black eyeliner that often. It's also a little too gray for my like. If I'm wearing black eyeliner, I want it to be black. So I will put this on one eye, and then on the other eye, I'm debating. I am debating between using the Hindash Color Fluid in Thorn or the Victoria Beckham Eye Kajal in Cinnamon. I love this eyeliner. This formula is really creamy and smooth, and I don't need much help applying it because it does go on rather easily. So maybe we'll use Thorn. This is a fabulous tool if you're looking for an eyeliner that has some punch, that has some thickness and some drama. So let's get into that. Let's talk about the component. It does feel rather lightweight. Part of me is kind of like, part of me is not so happy about the size of this, but at the same time, this is a tool for those who have mobility issues. I have neuropathy in my hands. It doesn't really affect my strength, but using my hands too much or trying to use something too hard can cause a lot of pain. So the fact that this has this big bulbous end, I both like and I hate. Because if I want to take this with me, it's going to take up a lot of space. But I appreciate that it is accessible. It is accessible. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what's going on my eyeballs. So I am wearing a full face of makeup. I just filmed another video, and we're going to talk about this. So the component itself is this silicone nib. It's rather flexible, and it has several planes on which you can pick up your eyeliner. So it's got this curved back area. It's also got an underside, and you can use the tip. I'm just going to try and use the tip, and I'm going to see just how thin of a line I can get. I have used this several times before. This is the third video I have filmed showing this, and neither of the other two have worked out. All right, let's do this. So the thing that I have learned with this is the first place that you touch it is going to obviously lay down the most product, and I don't want that to be my outer corner. So I'm going to lay it in the middle. And right now I just have my elbow set against my table, but I am shaking today. My migraines have been pretty bad, and I've been having nightmares, and I have not been in the best shape. So there it is. That is the eyeliner. That is the thinnest line that I am able to get with this. So if you're looking for something a little more delicate, you might want to look into using like the end of an eyeshadow brush. Yeah, you may want to look into using like the tip of an eyeliner brush or an eyebrow brush, because this only does pretty heavy lines. Another issue I've had with it is trying to clean it. This nib is silicone, which is great for cleaning. It does pretty much wipe right off. The problem is while you're trying to clean it, you have to either hold the nib in the tool or pull it out. Now, if you pull it out, you're gonna have to figure out how to get it back in, and it's silicone, so it's kind of like pushing toothpaste back in the tube. It's possible, but it does take some more hand strength. And if you're having problems with the tactile strength, that could be a problem. Now, once it's on, it does have a little choppiness to it. There you go. So that is the black liner. And okay, I want to use Thorn. I have tried using this as an eyeliner several times with smaller brushes, and it's a liquid. It's a beautiful dark brown. This is one of the matte color fluids from Hinderance. I don't know when or if these are still available, but I have 5 of the 6. No, I have 4 of the matte, and then I also have Boy Tears, so which is shimmery. All right, so I put this on the back of my hand. I'm gonna pick up just the smallest amount that I can get on the tip of the tool, and then use my enlarging mirror. So the other issue that I have personally is that I am visually challenged in my right eye. I have amblyopia, otherwise known as lazy eye, but my vision was not corrected with an eye patch or drops or anything. It's actually the optic nerve that is the problem. So when I go to put eyeliner on my left eye, I kind of just have to go by muscle memory. So I'm going to close my left eye, and I'm going to touch it to my lash line. And I'm going to try and keep it as smooth and as level along that line as I can. I realize you can't see what I'm doing. So it's going to help me get it in place. It does a really good job at placement. I gotta say, I'm impressed. There we go. And that's just the top lash line. I will use, you know what? We'll use cinnamon on the waterline, because I have not used it with cinnamon. I've used it with other kinds of liner. I've used it actually with my really sparkly eyeshadows and Duraline, making them into like liquid eyeliners. That works really beautifully too. Like the product applies just about any kind of eyeliner. How am I gonna do this? I think I'm just gonna write it onto the tip. But since we're doing the lash line, I want this, or the waterline, I want the liner on the underside. So all I have to do is draw it. You'll see what I mean. I'm not very loquacious today. All right. Yeah, it didn't really get enough product. Like that's really all it distributed on my hand right there. So unless you're willing to like do a great big amount on the back of your hand and try and pick it up that way, let's try that. I really do love what we're seeing as far as makeup packaging and makeup tools like this that make makeup easier and more accessible to those who have disabilities. who have challenges. Maybe they're shaky. You know, I'm on medication that can make me shake. And between that and the neuropathy, doing detailed eyeliner like this is hard. So this is what I mean when I say it's a little hard to clean. I'm going at it with a microfiber cloth, and it does eventually release. All right, I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow crayon. Okay, so this is the Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon. I think this is in Mesmerizing Maroon. I'm not sure. I don't remember the name. But it is, or rather it used to be, one of my favorite eye products. And I don't know if I've just kind of fallen out, it's just kind of fallen out of favor. I haven't used it much in the last year. I would like to finish it. And at one point, this was something that I'm like, oh no, I'm going to replace as soon as it's gone. I don't know if that's the case anymore. Anyway, it is creamy, it's nice and silicone-y, it picks up really beautifully on this tool. And I am applying the product to all 3 sides. There you've got the underside, and the top side, and the back side. And I'm gonna do my lower lash line, so y'all can, my lower waterline, so y'all can see what this does on like a more saturated plane. So my theory is that I let it sit too long on my hand and on the tool. Do this again. All right, we're gonna get it right on there. Oh, it doesn't want to work today. There we go. There we go. It, you know, using it with different, you can use it with different formats of eyeliner. You can use it with eyeshadow as long as it's kind of liquefied or like thick. So I'm willing to bet I could use this with my Merit Solo Shadow as well. If I wanted to like just ever so gently line my eyes with that. So there you go. So that is the long and short of this flawless eyeliner tool. I hope that I answered any questions you might have. If I didn't, please leave them in the description or in the comments. If I didn't answer all of your questions, please leave them in the comments. I think if you are somebody who is disabled and has problems with your hands, even has vision problems, this is a fabulous little tool. It has its drawbacks. It can only do lines that are so thick. It doesn't really have a lot of finesse to it. But if you are somebody who struggles with eyeliner, somebody who struggles with your hands shaking, somebody who struggles with even grasping an object like this, this is really big. It's got a rounded handle at the bottom and it's square at the top. It's also got this indent so it lays flat on a table and it won't roll. I love all of those little touches that just add to the usability. That is going to do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends.